Hey everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Recap, Guys Review. Alright, so yesterday I made a video about Chris Harrison's power attorney that he lawyered up with, and someone in the comment section, God bless you guys for doing the work that you do, had made it aware to me that the attorney that Chris Harrison has hired is the same attorney that Cassie Randolph hired from her dealings with Colton Underwood and the restraining order situation. Now, if you don't know that story, I've made about 1,001 videos about it, so I will recap it very quickly. Basically, he accused her, and it was breaking news on TMZ. I am sorry, she accused him on TMZ that he placed a tracking device on her car and claims that he was sending her harassing text messages. As it turns out, she provided, or the screen grabs were leaked about these text messages. It was insane. He created an alias, a fake person that said that basically, it was wild, guys. It was a wild story. We started talking about it because it was crazy. Now, let's look up Bryan Freedman to see if he's in this one. So he's not in this article, so she hadn't hired him yet. Now, as soon as things started to kind of get heavy in court, we'll see here, she has a statement from Bryan Freedman. This was October 2020, so this was right as the case was about to go to court. On Tuesday, TMZ released a statement from Randolph's attorney, power attorney, Bryan Freedman, not to be confused with low-energy attorney Bryan Freedman. This is power attorney. Regarding the former reality star going to the police, it was her intention to first try and work through this process privately in a manner that gives both her and Colton safety, security, and respect. We are confident this is possible. I mentioned how Chris Harrison and Bryan Freedman would be going about their issues moving forward. As we know, Chris Harrison hasn't been fired, but he initially stepped aside from his duties as host of The Bachelor. He probably thought it was just for an episode. He probably thought it was for after the final rose of The Bachelor season 25 that just aired last Monday. Well, he will not be host of The Bachelorette, which has just started filming in New Mexico with the amazing volleyball player Katie Thurston. Now, Chris Harrison is worth, I think they said something like upwards of $25 million, whether that's true or not. These celebrity net worth sites are always garbage. But he's worth some money, and people have said, well, just go quietly into the night, be done. Bye-bye. But when has somebody given up power? So rather than dissect whether it is right or wrong that Chris Harrison has stepped aside, it's important to look at the fact that he has hired a powerful lawyer. But also it brings up what the hell happened with Colton Underwood and Cassie Randolph in the first place. Now, if Cassie knew to hire this power lawyer, he's consistently ranked in the top whatever of lawyer, whatever, charts lawyers use to kind of, pat each other on the butt. He's ranked on the top of those. Every industry has that. You got the Oscars, you got varieties, this, Forbes, that. Where's the award for recappers of The Bachelor? Where's that at? Can I get some love? Somebody out there? Maybe not. I don't know. By the way, this is going to be a day. I've got the large mug, the large Hogwarts mug to puff up my huffle. That's what you got to do when it comes time to really get some energy in you. All right, I digress. So, it was interesting to see how this all went down because you don't hire a power attorney to then drop your charges. You kind of hire a power attorney to go at somebody's throat and get whatever you can from them. Well, what happened was very interesting. Now, as it was known, Cassie Randolph had a proof that she said, had text messages of Colton Underwood, basically admitting that he placed a tracking device on her car, which is illegal, and you can serve up to 1 year in prison for. He also was harassing her, showing up in her alley. I mean, they had a paper trail of this, folks. So very surprising that she would just drop the charges and never make a statement after it. So it makes you wonder, is this a power attorney or not? And if he is such a powerful attorney, what the heck happened behind the scenes that they're not telling us about? Here's an article by Us Weekly, November 3rd. So this is just days after the court case. And you guys know me. I was sitting there ready to go. I was going to report the court case, but I also knew that they would probably come up with a solution right beforehand. That seems to be the thing with lawyers, right? They just wait till the last second, get whatever leverage they can before it goes to court. And in this instance, Bryan Freedman is representing Cassie as the, they've got the upper hand here. They've got the chance to really share whatever info they had on Colton Underwood. He might have to testify. Other people might have to testify. This would have been a crazy ratings, not to say that that's a good thing, but this would have been wild in the news if it ever happened. And a lot of people have said, well, a lot of people were rooting for Cassie to get everything she could out of this because you shouldn't be stalked. You shouldn't wonder as you close your blinds at the end of the night if your ex-boyfriend is lurking in the alley. I mean, the PTSD alone might be insane, and a lot of people have had to deal with this. Well, we can't really tell a victim what to do with their scenario. Everyone copes differently. So Colton Underwood spoke out just on November 3rd for the first time about his ex-girlfriend Cassie Randolph filing a restraining order against him and claims she dropped the legal case. So this is what Colton says. So keep in mind, Cassie Randolph has a powerful attorney named Bryan Freedman, now representing Chris Harrison. Very powerful. Powerful is the word to use. If you didn't hear me, he's a powerful attorney. Now, would a powerful attorney let this happen unless there was a lot of money exchanged on the back end? This is from Colton. Today, Cassie asked the court, very passive, today Cassie asked the court to dismiss the temporary restraining order against me. The 28-year-old former bachelor told Us Weekly in a statement, the two of us were able to reach a private agreement to address any of Cassie's concerns. I do not believe Cassie did anything wrong in filing for the restraining order and also believe she acted in good faith. I appreciate everyone's respect for privacy regarding this matter. Well, look, I mean, yeah, by all means, I respect your privacy, but, I can still sort of hypothesize what must have happened. I mean, what's it worth? Going up to a year in prison. I don't think any prison time would have been served, but I think if he had to admit guilt in the court, it would have really hurt his brand. It was already hurting. But how did he address Cassie's concerns? Now, I thought that Cassie just bought a home, but honestly, I couldn't find any info about that, so I don't want to spread any fake news. But what we know here, and this was from a year earlier, is Colton Underwood's net worth is way higher than expected. Again, I don't think this is a crazy amount of net worth, but for, normal blokes like you and me, not too bad. So his net worth is estimated around $1 million. Again, it's probably, I don't want to say doubled since then, but it must have gone up. I mean, this was his net worth before cashing in on his fame as The Bachelor. So it says he made $100,000 on the show, but of course, the money you make after the show, appearances, things like that, can actually really skyrocket. Now, Underwood's career earning from football, $121,000, of course, kind of practice squad, played a little bit on the team. Contracts you get released, they only pay a small part of it. You're a week-to-week employee as a football player. How much is Cassie Randolph worth? Now, it says she was worth $350,000, which I have no idea how. Now, don't get me wrong, that probably is family money, but it says she works as a speech-language pathologist and, of course, has a big Instagram following. So, this article was written before they even got engaged, so who knows what she was worth. And, of course, if she did buy a home, I'm sure she's got the, family money that could get that home pre-approved, but it does make you wonder, and people have asked this, and it's kind of been one of those things. It's like not a story worth reporting, but it does make you wonder, did Colton pay her to not talk? And if so, you have to respect her decision to take money, knowing if they do go to court, people are going to shame her. They already have. She's a liar. She wasn't ready for marriage. You can be not ready for marriage and also not want to get stalked. I don't know any other way to say that, guys. Oh, he just loved her. He was addicted. Look, we made video after video talking about purity culture, addictive love, toxic, codependency. Of course, it doesn't make it right. And we're all guilty of it to an extent. We've all looked at somebody's Facebook profile and been like, oh, they're at so-and-so. Maybe I'll stop by. We've all done something like that with social media. We just, didn't all take it to that next level that he did, where he showed up and put a tracking device. If he was innocent of the tracking device, wouldn't you think he would have fought those slanderous charges? You'd think he'd be able to prove that. If there was a tracking device, let's assume Cassie had a tracking device. I can't believe I'm still talking about this. But it's all thanks to power attorney. Oh, I just lost my webcam here. Let me get that back. But if Hold on one second, folks. Sorry about that. We shoot this live. I lost my webcam, and there it is. Okay, so if Cassie really accused him of planting a tracking device on her car, creates national news, TMZ, everyone's reporting it. He's known as a stalker. If that really did happen and it wasn't true, couldn't we look at the tracking number of the tracking device and see where it came from? Couldn't he have proven his case pretty easily? So the fact this was settled out of court, I mean, again, innocent till proven guilty. Good for Cassie for at least getting money or whatever she got out of this. But you have to imagine that her attorney, Bryan Freedman, did his job, made his money back, and made her a lot of money from this deal. We will have to see. Maybe someday the words will come out, maybe not. And as we know with Chris Harrison, now that he's hiring Bryan Freedman, it is a pure move to cover yourself in dealing with employee-employer matters. We all know The Bachelor, ABC, they're going to have top dog legal representation. They need to know that Chris Harrison won't be going down without a fight, and that's exactly what he is getting the message out to be by getting Bryan Freedman on his side, saying, look, I know the secret sauce, guys. I know what you guys do to people's personalities. I know how you pick them. I know how you digitally enhance what people say and add drama and smear characters. I know all of this. So if you guys think you're going to get rid of me because you want me to take the fall for your issues with, not having racial diversity or X, Y, and Z, well, I got another thing coming to you. And just by hiring Bryan Freedman alone pretty much secures Chris Harrison's job or a multi-million dollar payout. I mean, there's no other way to say it. So I'm not even taking sides here. I'm just saying he has lawyered up. Now, I looked up lawyered up. I can't believe it's actually a term in the dictionary, because you guys let me know. Leave a comment. Is there a pop culture reference to lawyering up? It's a very interesting term. To obtain the services of a lawyer, especially while being investigated for possible wrongdoing. Now, don't get me wrong. Lawyering up is way cooler than saying, well, you know what? You ever go to a boss, you know what? You fired me. I'm going to obtain the services of a lawyer, especially while being investigated for possible wrongdoings. Instead, you say, oh, you want to fire me? Well, guess what? I'm lawyering up. That's kind of way cooler. And the only other up term I know is cowboy up. Have you heard of this term? Cowboy up. I can't believe this is also in the dictionary. Cowboy up is make a determined effort to overcome an obstacle or deal with a difficult situation. So we know that Cassie Randolph cowboyed up by lawyering up and getting Bryan Freedman. And now we also know that Chris Harrison has Bryan Freedman. And if you didn't check out that other video I made, it is right here. Bachelor v. Chris Harrison. Could you imagine seeing that in the titles? Bachelor v. Chris Harrison. As if the world's not crazy enough right now. We got more bandwidth on the internet going to who's going to, trying to keep his job. But also, Chris Harrison, and a lot of people have taken his side. And I'll just say this. And by the way, I didn't realize we were matching in this. I look like Chris Harrison's son. I look like the son he never wanted. It's like, what does your son do? Oh, he went to business school and now has a YouTube channel. That's me. Hi, Dad. Please hug me. Answer my calls. I'm like Prince Harry. Please, Dad, could you answer my calls? That would be nice. Don't make me talk to Oprah. I will. So I digress. What we have here is people have talked about Chris Harrison saying, look, we don't know if he had talking points. So his interview with Rachel Lindsay went bad. It went sideways. He interrupted her. I'm going to make another video about a producer. Actually, I'll look it up right now. So if we look this up, you guys like how I research things on the fly. Bachelor, producer, Unreal, and then oppression. So there was a Bachelor producer who was on the show years ago. I'm going to make my next video about this. And she said that Chris Harrison had a master class in oppression. Now, this Bachelor producer is named Sarah Gertrude, and she is the creator of the show Unreal, which is the fictionalized, was on Lifetime, I think it's on Hulu now, I'm not really sure, show called Unreal, which is a fictionalized version of The Bachelor. It is like, they pull from The Bachelor. So if you ever want content that's, dramatized, is that the word? Jeez. Show, check out Unreal. It's pretty crazy, and it follows the assistant turned director or whatever, as she kind of is caught in a hard place manipulating different characters and the bloodthirst that's involved behind the scenes. But she slammed Chris Harrison for his. She says She said, watching Chris interview on Extra, I was like, this is a masterclass in oppression, and it feels so dated. So I'll do a whole video on that. We'll talk about that story. But the question is, was Chris Harrison following talking points from the show, which could have been tease the resolution that will happen on After the Final Rose. Tease Rachel Kirkconnell responding on After the Final Rose, because the show's all about ratings, they're all about drama, and that might have been the case. Either way, he didn't do a good job, and he's, he claims he's stuck by the franchise for 20 years, and now he's lawyered up. So why don't you guys do it? Do me a favor, cowboy up, and bump your Harrison onto that like button. We'll see you guys in a little bit for another video. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment, and housewarming party at Cassie Randolph's later today. I'll see you guys later. Bye now.